Being the press conference delivered by pan-Yoruba groups under the aegis of Alliance for Yoruba Democratic Movement, AYDM, coalition of about 130 groups on the looming crisis in Delta State over INEC's proposed ward delineation exercise in Warri Federal Constituency and the chain of political and economic exclusion imposed on the Itsekiri people. We are compelled to call this press conference due to the emerging crisis in Niger Delta and far-reaching implications for democracy and the rule of law in Nigeria. We recall that for about 6 years, the Niger Delta was thrown into armed ethnic conflict, which threatened the stability of Nigeria. We do not want to see this happen again. That conflict brought tears and blood in Niger Delta. It would have been avoided if the security institutions had responded to early signal warnings. It's never too late to prevent a major crisis in the Niger Delta that may also drag the entire Yoruba nation into the crisis. We believe this can be avoided and should be avoided by all means. Hence, our decision to speak out now. Unfortunately, if the historic injustice is not addressed, history of violence may repeat itself. We hope this will not happen. We hope this will not happen. Given the various forms of crisis in Nigeria, given the various crises Nigeria is facing at the moment, we are here to give early warning signals to prevent another major crisis in the Niger Delta. This time is time to act. The time to act is now. How will any of these ethnic groups feel if wards are being created in their ancestral homeland in the name of people who came to settle in their land? How responsible will it be to have Oyo ward in Sokoto, or Ibadan ward in Enugu, or Zamfara ward in Enugu, just because there are few indigenes of Zamfara in Enugu City? There is no gainsaying the fact that the Warri homeland is entire Itsekiri's. Prior to the 1914 amalgamation, the Itsekiri people of Warri Kingdom, like their Yoruba brothers, already have a well-established administrative structure headed by the Olu of Warri, with which they conveniently conduct their judicial, legislative, and executive functions. The defunct Warri local government, near Itsekiri homeland, was what gave birth to the three Warris of today, viz. Warri South, Warri North, and Warri Southwest. Another way of saying this is that in the evolutionary account of time, that was not there in the Warri Kingdom, that is Itsekiri homeland, before and post 1914 amalgamation cannot now be reckoned with. INEC before this grand conspiracy to alienate may completely obliterate the Itsekiri from their homeland and hand it over to their neighbors who are aware of the electoral facts in their archive that of the 13 wards in the defunct Warri LGA, at this Itsekiri homeland, Itsekiri were having 10 wards, Ijo 2 wards, and the Urobos 1 ward. How INEC, through this grand conspiracy, was able to successfully isolate the Itsekiri homeland of Warri Federal Constituency without tampering or replicating same conspiracy in the other 5 359 federal constituencies of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to merge previously existing larger wards and polling units of 10 Itsekiri wards in the defunct Warri local government and increase the one of Urobo and 2 of Ijaw through various failed litigation attempts and abuse of relevant administrative power. It is the basis upon which the Yoruba World Conference is convened. The arbitrary creation of 12 illegal wards in Warri South, where INEC collapsed of our 9 wards to become 6 and multiply the Irobo ward in Warri South local government area to become 6 is another sore taste of this conspiracy. Although Itsekiri protested against the arbitrary creation of illegal wards in Warri South and went to court from where justice was served and judgment delivered, directing INEC to return the original 10-ward structure. For 23 years, INEC, in flagrant disobedience of this court judgment, has been conducting elections with the illegal 12 wards. INEC recently murdered sleep in Delta State when they disregarded all records in their archives and pronouncement from competent court of jurisdiction in Nigeria by going ahead to make public a proposal for new delineation of wards in Warri Federal Constituency, even against pending court cases and procedures where they completely sold out the Itsekiri homeland to the Ijaws. Another agency of government, the NNPC, have also not helped matters when they threw their award of surveillance and security contract against the spirits and the letters of Petroleum Industrial Act, gave all Itsekiri homeland to Tantita Security Services Limited, a company owned by a sworn enemy of Itsekiri, thereby confirming our fear that neighbors want to completely exterminate Itsekiri from their homeland and share all resources among themselves. Our demands. We call on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, and to immediately intervene to ensure justice and fair play for Itsekiri people. This is as simple as obeying all the Supreme Court decisions for the past 50 years won by Itsekiri. We call on the DSS, NSA, EFCC, ICPC to be alive to their responsibility to probe Professor Rhoda Gumus and all the INEC officials associated with this monumental electoral fraud. We call on President Bola Tinubu to invite Professor Mahmood Yakubu, the INEC chairman, who superintended this fraud against the Itsekiri people. Let him explain to Nigerians why the Itsekiri areas have been shrinking, why the Ijaw and Urobo areas are increasing astronomically. To set up a commission, to set up a commission of inquiry to investigate INEC's delineation activities in the Warri Federal Constituency to ascertain why INEC merged several wards in the Itsekiri area to become one, while multiplying areas with low registration in the Urobo and Ijaw enclaves. Whether INEC have the constitutional power to create new communities or superimpose illegal names on existing Itsekiri communities. Whether INEC have the discretion to obey one court judgment while disobeying another. We are calling on Mr. President to direct INEC to return to the original 13 ward of the defunct Warri local government area and use same as the basis upon which delineation can be carried out in Warri Federal Constituency. That the Nigerian Judicial Commission to investigate all the injustices, all the justices of the Supreme Court that deliver this procured judgment. We call on Legal Aid Council to investigate the head of legal department and all the staff of INEC involved in this charade. We also call on President Bola Tinubu to withdraw all pipeline security and surveillance contracts awarded to Tantita Security Services Limited, a company owned by our sworn enemy, Mr. Government Ekpemokolo, and award same to competent Itsekiri. We call on the Nigerian police to investigate Surveyor Adamu Abaji, DG of the National Boundary Commission, and Kingsley Otuaro, the immediate past deputy governor of Delta State, over the falsified adjustment of gazetted boundaries and the renaming of communities in our homeland. This should lead to the arrest and prosecution.